stay until we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long.
Whoa, 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 put on the brakes. Welcome, welcome, boys and girls, kings and queens of the Northeast Kingdom, woodchucks and chuckettes, hoofties, pufties, bung-eyed heifers, right and left wing wackles. You're all welcome here to another edition of Newport's Oldest TV News. That's right, camera 2, that would be us. It's news to us. And yeah, thank you. Thanks, Todd. It's news to us. We're Newport's Oldest TV News. Watch us now. We got adult themes, adult language, and you're advised. It's rated SC for some cussing. We try to be clean, and but every now and then one does slip out. That's why we're rated SC. Some cussing. But anyways, we bring you the news behind the news. And we've been doing it since 2009 to show the hypocrisy in the system. And speaking of hypocrisy, hey, where do we begin? Look at this. This is from, well, also for folks who can't and don't read. This is from, last Wednesday, weekend's paper. Ponzi Peak. That's right. They're stopping all the development up at Ponzi Peak. Thanks, Todd. Townhouse construction delayed until fall. Little Billy Stinker says the pause is unrelated to Quirk Mountain and ANSI Bio projects. The construction of 84 townhouses and condo units planned for the spring at Ponzi Peak has been pushed back to the fall. Because everybody knows that, you don't do construction in the summer. You do it in the fall. Let's see. Stinky said that he decided to put the pause button to give the resort's marketing, management, and operations team time to prepare and absorb new units planned as part of the stateside expansion. Oh yeah, and if you believe this one, I got a bridge for sale down. It goes from Jersey over to New York City. Let's see. And then they go on and say, oh yeah, it's got the youth scenes and their permits, indoor theater, a climbing wall, because, there's not much to do up here except climb the walls. Uggity, uggity, uggity. And the decision didn't reflect any issues with the fundraising through the EB5 foreign divestment program or with the marketing the units. There's no issue with demand, Stinky said. There's more demand than supply. Oh yeah. God, this guy is more full of crap than a Christmas turkey. And we're about the only ones who'll say so. The decision reflected the need to make sure that the important work of marketing, sales, and management operations is done. I've been pushing my staff tirelessly for 4 years. Ooh, said Stinky. And I'm giving them a little bit of a break to prepare for the last push. The townhouses and condos will be completed as obligated by 2015, Stinky said. The delay has no effect on other plans as part of the Northeast Kingdom Economic Development Initiative in Newport City and Quirk, said Stinky. Stinky and partners are expecting the review board to consider an application for a site plan and blah, yada, yada. And the Bates slum block will be torn down later this year to make way for the cockroaches. The Renaissance block which would be a mix of longer stay hotel suites and commercial and retail stops and restaurants with indoor parking. Oh yeah, great. So you can walk down to the lake, but remember, you can't swim in it because of the sewer outflow and the farms. Oh, stay out of the water. Oh, here we are. Another economic development plan, a plane manufacturing plant. Wait a minute, boys and girls. What's the date today? It's April 9th. As I recall, and I've got a paper in my archive somewhere, that plane plant we were told the plane plant would be up and running by April 1st. Oh, April Fools. Oh, yeah, right. So much for the April 1st opening. The plane plant at the airport with Ariel Quiros is not an EB5 project. Quiros is expected to seek permits for that project once a plan to extend a runway and other facilities is approved by the Act 250 Commission. Notice they say when it's approved, not if it's approved, because hey, what's the Act 250 thing if it's not for developers? It's only for little rump swabs like you and me who want to put in a pond or, drain a swamp or something. For these guys, it's a mere impediment. Oh, it'll get approved. Oh, did I say that? Oh, I meant, well, if it gets approved. Holy moly. Oh, and also in here, lo and behold, oh man, CNSU board approves a 15% budget increase. Hey, you got the money, right? Shake it out. Come on. Yeah, 15% a year, In 2 years, that's 30%. 4 years is 60. Let's see. 2 more years? Oh, geez, that's almost a 100% increase in 2, 4, 6 years. Oh, your kids are getting 100% smarter, though, aren't they? Oh, yeah. Just give them more Ritalin. Yeah. But anyways, there's a good one in here from Ian Colta about immigration. And look, forgive me, people, I don't usually quote Ian Colta, but here it is right here. Millionaires need your help, too. That's right. The Dairy Scum. Thank you. Yeah, it's a good article right here about immigrants. And it's like, millionaires need your help. Let's see. Last Sunday, a New York Times published a front page about the heartfelt need of California farmers for more illegal aliens. Yeah, just like Vermont. We got 2,000 Mexicans mixing milking the cows up here, but we really need you more. And one of them wants to, oh geez, they want to put in slaves' quarters. I'll get to that one in a second. Let's see. He admitted that a lot of illegal aliens bitterly complained that they lived in fear of Border Patrol deportations. But apparently, the farmer doesn't live in fear of admitting he's violating our immigration laws. Oh, that's right. We don't arrest them anymore, even though it's a felony to hire someone illegally from a foreign country. Oh, yeah. You go steal a candy bar from the convenience store and you'll get busted. But these guys, they never see the inside of a courtroom. We got hospital rooms. Here we are. Let's see. Here's another idea. How about a federal law mandating the employers of illegal aliens take responsibility for the people they hire? How about if, why is the taxpayer on the hook for their food, housing, and medical care while this guy gets 100% of the profits from their cheap labor? We got emergency rooms jammed with illegal aliens when we come in for a heart attack. We've got the crime, drunk driving, drug trafficking. We got overcrowded schools filled with kids whose parents don't pay property taxes. We get to press 1 for English. I wondered about that, boys and girls. If you go to the bunk over near the border, now, what's the country we're bordering here, Todd?
Mexico.
Yeah. And what's what language do they speak in the province of Quebec?
Spanish.
Well, that must be why it says press 1 for Spanish on the instant teller, even though we're only 5 miles away from a place that speaks French. Oh, yeah! And this is even worse than the Wall Street bailouts. Another example of fat cats pocketing 100% of the profits when business is good, but demanding a handout when they go south. Oh, and it gets even better, boys and girls, because, hey, if they can externalize their costs on us, they won't make as much profits for them and their shareholder friends. And, our friends got a lot of friends, and they're relying on those dividend checks while they're sitting around the pool down in Florida, And let's see, luckily you got deep pockets, thanks in part to how little you pay your workers who burden local services. Yeah. And if Mexican farm labor is so much cheaper, why aren't we growing fruits and vegetables in Mexico? There's no reason to import Mexicans to do something they could do at home and sell to us. That's the free market system. All right. We don't have a free market system. What is it then? Yeah, it's not capitalism, but it ain't communism either. Yeah, it's kind of like socialism for the rich and capitalism for the poor. Yeah, let's see. I don't see why rich farmers are alarmed but why should Americans care? Food could be grown cheaper in other countries. Hey, you know what? Actually, it's cheapest to grow it at home. Yeah, and if you got a basement, you can store your potatoes and squash and pumpkins all year. And if you really get ambitious, you can buy a case of canning jars and make your own spaghetti sauce free from pesticides, like your grandmother did. Oh, yeah. No, apparently we're required to wreck our country, excuse me, by bringing in millions and millions of poor people so we can save the buggy whip industry. We didn't do it with oil. We didn't do it with steel. Oh no, we just shipped that to foreign countries. And no more jobs. We got to be Fortress America only when it comes to asparagus. Good going, Ann. See, I guess we do have more in common than we don't. And oh, this is a banner week for the not country, or excuse me, the kingdom. One of the queens of the queendom, or kings of the kingdom, is resigning. Yep, there she goes. We got some grant-sucking chair warmers needed. And got a big warm chair at the Newport City Renaissance Committee. Yep, Trixie Sears is leaving. Now, let's see. She's been here for what, 5 years at, 7 years. At 50 grand a year, that'd be 100, 200, 300. It's about, 300 grand, 350 grand at 50 grand a year. But I think it was more like 58, so maybe she pocketed about 400 grand. But you know what? You saps have got those beautiful signs. Newport, genuine by nature. Oh, waterfront this way. Oh, dumpsters over there. Yep, Trixie Sears, executive director of the Newport City Renaissance Corporation and grant-sucking chair warmers, stepped down from her post. Sears said, "It's be good to be refreshed by the new adventures and challenges. Starting this grant-sucking chair warmer agency was a fabulous experience, and I love getting to work with so many different people and different rump swabs projects. You have made me smarter. Yeah, and a little bit richer, too, by the looks of it." So, who's going to be the sap who steps into this dying organization? Maybe the people who are running that, the grant-sucking chair warmer agency that they're missing 350, 450 grand from over in St. Albans can come over and rescue this place. Oh, yeah. Well, what are they called? The Northwestern Vermont Development Agency or something? They had cars and credit cards, and they were gonna, we're gonna foster development and do this and do that. Oh, yeah, and they didn't do dick except spend a lot of federal grant money, and now they're all screwed. And, oh, man. You know what happens when a ship sinks, boys and girls? You see the vermin scrambling for the flotsam and jetsam to hang on to while the ship goes under. Yeah, things aren't always as they may appear in public, she said. The organization has been talking about going in a different direction. Now is a good time. It's a positive for both, yeah. And Mayor Paul Mamay, that's Mayor Mamay, Newport's milk-fed mayor, Mayor Paul Mamay was speechless. He was mute. Yeah, he had little to say, Sunday, except he wanted to thank Sears for his service to the city as executive director. Mayor Mamay explained that he wanted to speak to the board of directors about their plans. Well, here's a clue, Mayor Mamay. They're going to fold up like a cheap suit. They're going to fold up like a cardboard box. They're going to fold up and boogie while the getting's good. I got a clue for you. Oh, man. Here we are, right here. Excuse me. There we are. We're paying for slaves' quarters. Yes, that's right, boys and girls. All that land that we bought and put into conservation, well, it seems like some of these mega farmers want to turn it into slaves' quarters. Let's see. A bill under consideration at the House Judiciary Committee. Now, let's see. Who's on the Judiciary Committee? From up here. I think Vicky Strong's on this committee. Let's see. A controversial proposal by the Vermont Land Trust that's withdrawn support for. A conservation easement is supposed to be perpetual. What does perpetual mean, Todd? Sorry, what does perpetual mean? In flux, that's right. Perpetual means static. It means in perpetuity. Oh, man. Bill H0185 was introduced by Representative Rebecca Ellis to allow for minor adjustments. Oh, yeah, just minor adjustments on land that's been conserved. That rationale is to allow the landowner to construct a road across the land or build a house for Jimmy Grunt employees. So it's bad enough that USAPs aren't getting the jobs that come with free housing and, heat, utilities, rent, remember those jobs? Yeah. They didn't pay much, but, you got free rent out of the deal. So you'd make a third less pay, but you didn't pay a third of your income in rent. Oh, but that's all right. We got 2,000 Mexicans who do it even cheaper than that. And now we want to get more, and we're going to take away our land back from you saps, you that paid for it to go into conservation. Oh, man. To build more slaves' quarters. Under current law, land trust and owner of conserved property is permitted to amend or terminate a conservation agreement. Public notice is not required. Then there are no criteria to establish change in the public's best interest. Outside parties are not allowed to participate in the decision-making progress. Unbelievable. That's it. Slaves' quarters. Yeah, where are they? Well, they're out back. They're in the slaves' quarters. And here we are. It's that time of year, boys and girls. RGBH, formaldehyde, antibiotics, and pus 2. It's time to spread the splooge. Remember, it's not the cow crap that's dirtying our waters. It's the dog turds. Yeah. Our pets are the ones ruining Lake Shit Plain and in the Mashitkoy River over there. Spreading manure means spreading chemicals. This was written by Amy Marchenko out of Montgomery Center. It said, manure is kept in gigantic pits that contains not only manure but other things. Antibiotics, bacteria, milkhouse chemicals, formaldehyde. They end up in these enormous lagoons, some as big as 2 football fields. Then they mix together a terrifying witch's brew of unknown substances. And then we spread it on the fields right next to your house and you get to breathe it. Yay! And then it turns into algae booms in Lake Shit Plain in the summer. Okay then. Let's see. The effects of long-term exposure to these herbicides and chemicals is now, like Roundup, is now being studied. Oh yeah, really? What, 30 years too late? Are you kidding me? They're banned in Europe. They already studied it. They know it's no good for you. In the relationship to ADD, Parkinson's, MS, and other immune disorders and cancers. Some of these chemicals, especially the pesticides, are neurotoxins. If they're meant to kill bugs, they can kill you and me. Oh, you think? Oh, no kidding. Unbelievable. Oh, and in religious news this week, too. Let's see. Got to get my religious hat on for this one. That's right. Yeah. You know the guy. The men in dresses. And let's look and behold, Obama was over there kissing the Pope's ring and the Saudi Arabians. Both men in dresses. Homino domini domini domini, all you kiddies drop of you pants. And sit on the lap of Father Pattenfilia and kiss the ring. Kiss it! Kiss it! Here he is right here. Suspended priest charged with sex assault in Connecticut. Just for the naysayers, I read the news. I don't make it up completely. There it is right there. Skinner priest. Thanks, Todd. This is from Wednesday, April 2nd, last week. Suspended Roman Catholic priest accused of giving guns and explosives to a juvenile has been arrested on allegations he sexually assaulted a minor. Police in Enfield, Connecticut arrested the Most Reverend Paul Gotta on Monday on 7 sexual assault charges, including 2 felony counts. Ooh, ooh! Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Okay then, no problem. And, oh man, here we are too. Speaking of religion, this guy cut off another guy's head with a guitar string and did it for religious purposes. Would that have been a Ernie Ball, a Martin, or what's the other kind? Diodario. I always liked the Darios. A Kansas man accused of beheading another man with a guitar string 3 years ago and keeping his head has pled not guilty to premeditated first-degree murder. James Paul Harris. Now, you know you're in trouble, boys and girls, when they print all 3 of your names in the paper, like Lee Harvey Oswald and James Earl Ray. Harris is accused of garroting 49-year-old James Garrity. Go figure. His name was Garrity. He had to be garroted. In March or April, they don't even know when, of 2011, and keeping his head for some sort of religious reason. Oh, it's the Church of the Big Head. What's in your freezer? Well, it's my buddy Ted. I'll bow down and pray now. Man. Yeah, you don't, be careful. You don't want to anger the big sky god. He's in the sky. He's angry, and he's always happy sometimes, and he's angry at others. Just read the Old Testicle. It's in Leviticus. Let's see. Prosecutions allege Harris's trial is set to begin June 23rd. Okay. Hey, come on over. We're going to play some guitar. You want to jam? Sure. All right. Let's see. The string's a little out of tune. And here it is. Atlanta Archbishop decides to sell $2.2 million mansion. Again, I am not making this stuff up. Bishop's Bling being sold. That's it right there. This is from Sunday, April 6th. The Archbishop of Atlanta says he decided to sell his $2.2 million residence following criticism with parishioners. No. You think? But again, $2.2 million just ain't what it used to be. I mean, in Atlanta, some parts of Atlanta, you couldn't buy a trailer for $1 million. Archbishop Wilton Gregory said Saturday that he will leave the Tudor-style mansion residence in early May. Two-door. 4 on the floor? Sure it's not a 4-door? That's Tudor, boys and girls. The church leader last week apologized for building the mansion. It's brand new. They didn't even inherit it. I missed that on the first take. You got to be kidding me. Oh, man. Leader at Mormon meeting draws line on gay marriage. That's right. The Mormons meet twice a year. Yeah, they got to change them sacred shorts. Yeah, you remember Mitt Romney? He's going to run again. That's right, boys and girls. And if he does, we still have the magic underwear right here. That's right. Here they are right here. The sacred shorts. There you go, with the sacred skid marks. And here they are, otherwise known as magic underwear. Joe Smith made me wear them. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, well, this is... While many governments and well-meaning individuals have redefined marriage, the Lord has not. What, is he speaking to you people now? According to the Bible, he hasn't talked to anyone in 2,000 years. Oh, that's right. He talked to Shovel Boy over in Burlington. What was that guy's name? Wayne Brunette? He said he said he was Jesus' brother and he could defy gravity with a 9-volt battery. He started cutting down an apple tree in front of his parents' house and the cops came over and executed him. Yeah, that was the last guy the Lord talked to, and look at him. And here we are. Pope's happy, clappy job. Pope of Francis said he's happy to have a job and an inner peace. That's right. Here he is right there. He's happy, clappy. That's it, Popey Dopey. He's down in the bottom there. See, it's down here. No, oh, it's on the other side. That's right. I forget. The left is right and right is left. Yeah. Well, it's like earrings. Left is right and right is wrong. Something like that. I can't remember. Pope of Francis said he's happy because he has a job with the inner pieces that comes with the age, just like a fine cheese. The Vatican on a Saturday released the text of an informal meeting he gave it to Belgian youth a week earlier. When asked whether he's happy, the pontiff, 77, said he is. Maybe because I have a job, I'm not unemployed. You're 77, bonehead. The retirement age is 67. What's wrong with you people? Don't you ever have a hobby or something? Make way for a younger person, a little more progressive maybe. But I don't know, he's doing a lot better job than the old Skinner Pope from Munich, the Hitlerjugend guy. He says his happiness isn't the same as what the young people feel. Ha ha ha. Yeah, well, you can make your happiness feel younger. That's why they sell them boner pills. You watch it, the History Channel or Fox News. It's on every 10 minutes. Boner pills. If you got a boner that lasts over 8 hours, you better go to emergency room. Yeah. Call him my girlfriend. He says he feels it's certain inner peace. A great peace. A happiness that comes with the age. Oh, I feel so good for the Popey. And here we are. Arguments spill over sale of raw milk. Hey, Up until 100 years ago, people were eating raw milk, since the beginning of time. But suddenly, Bobby Starr and a few rump swabs at the USDA say, no go there, it's bad for you. Oh man, well why would you drink that crap anyways? Are you kidding me? Human beings are the only mammal on the planet that continue to drink milk after they're weaned. Wonder why that is. But that's okay. We make a little example for exemption for the ice cream. And here we are too. House backs 1010 minimum wage by 2015. Oh wow, thank you very much. Not. Yeah, take care. It's a FU, big FU on that one. Freedom and unity. What are you kidding me? I mean, come on, how about now? There's a couple people in here down at the Geezerslature that actually wanted it now. But man, oh man. I believe most businesses in 8 months will figure out what to do, said Paul Poirier of Barrie. What we're doing is hiring people at less than poverty level, said Alice Miller of Shaftesbury. Tom Stevens of Waterbury argued that waiting to reach 1010 in 2017 would make the raise just 22 cents in today's dollars when accounting for inflation. Why would that be? Couldn't be because inflation just eats away at the value of this paper crap. Oh, no, absolutely not. No. You silver and gold people are crazy. You know, just ask Ron Paul. Ron Paul made a point that if we were still on the silver standard and it was still silver, the silver that's in a dime could buy a gallon of gas right now. So a gallon of gas is worth a 10-cent silver dime. How does that work exactly? Well, we go to paper money, we can lend more, and then we can fleece you every generation or so. And here we are. This is from today's paper, I think. Yeah, lo and behold. Police say meth lab caused fire in St. Albans. And right next to it is a guy in a child porn case. Now, what's wrong with this picture, boys and girls? Thanks, Todd. Well, let's see. The guy that's got the meth lab, if at 100 Lake Street, if he had a one-pot system, the parole people came and got him. So you know he's going to get jail because he's already on probation or parole, right? And why is he taking meth anyways? Couldn't be because they keep the kids on Ritalin while they're young and then take them off it when they go into puberty, and then they're all like, well, I've been on speed for 10 years. I can't understand why, why I need speed. It's the need for speed and then the need for speed. Yet next to him, a guy who's convicted of child pornography will get 6 months of home confinement following a guilty plea. What are you kidding me? 6 months at home? Oh, that's right. It's Judge Askisser, William K. Askisser III, and it was prosecuted by Tristan Coffin III, our U.S. Attorney. Let's see. U.S. Attorney Tristan Coffin III said the prosecution is part of the U.S. DOJ's, that's Department of Justice, Project Safe Childhood, a nationwide initiative designed to protect children from online exploitation and abuse. Well, then why is he only getting 6 months? Unbelievable. They got a search warrant for his computer. Now, here's the thing, boys and girls. You wonder if they're in your machine? Yeah, they're in your machine. Trust me, they can tell if you're looking at pornography, kiddie pornography, probably because they're selling it. According to court records, police were conducting an undercover operations on a file-sharing network when they discovered computer file later identified belonging to Gallagher offering to share the images depicting child pornography. After obtaining a warrant, police seized his computer in February of 2013 and discovered nearly 400 images and videos depicting child pornography on it. But that's okay. You know, hey, if you're rich and you got the money, then Judge Askisser will give you 6 months at home, just like with Victoria Scripps Carmody, the heir to the Scripps fortune. Now we had this gentleman here. He's a professor at UVM. Not that it makes any difference, but he's black, and he was talking about being black in America, and it's no joke with this one, boys and girls. And he says, "What's at stake for Vermont?" Let's see. The way people are categorized seems to place a premium on, or limitations to, multiracial, multi-ethnic individuals. This impacts our schools in a big way as educators. Oh, is that what they're calling them? Well, if 70% of them can't read or write, I don't think I'd call them an educator. Face the challenges at hand. Our schools in Vermont need a complete overhaul of curriculum, sensitivity, and construction to address the challenges of educating diverse populations in the 21st century. I'm all for the complete overhaul, Bucky, but you know, I mean, the kids are kind of like sensitive to it anyways. And I'll tell you what, as somebody who went to school with a black teacher and black friends in class, you know, once you have a few black friends and a black teacher or a black boss, it's no big deal anymore. You know, except to the cops. Now, if you're driving while black up here in Whitelandia, you're going to arouse suspicion just for driving. It's called DWB, driving while black. Because of inequality and a long oppressive history, minorities in Vermont will continue to have a disproportionate numbers of incarcerated inmates. That's right, because the black kids that hustle and make a few bucks, and you know, this is brought to you by Vermont Heroin. That's right, heroin. It's heroin. It's heroin. You don't do it because it's heroin. You got liquid heroin, powder heroin. Liquid heroin they sell at the liquor store. Powdered heroin you get from a dealer. Both are carcinogenic and addictive. The only difference is with the powder heroin, you're going to get hooked on like 2 or 3 times. You know, with the liquid heroin, you have to drink for about a week. And then when you stop drinking, then you get the shakes. And, you know, it's like, oh my God, what's happening here? I need another drink, like right away. And so, you know, we jail the black kids, and the white people, you know, with no records at least, they get to walk free. They get treatment, you know. We'll continue to have underemployment of minorities in the workplace. The dropout rate of black kids in schools will continue to be high, and the ability to find and retain housing will continue to be an issue for minorities. Well, look at what they did with Haheem Williams and Kirkland, or whatever those people were. They deemed the property a bad property. It's not because of the tenants and they got in trouble. You know, I don't know. Give it a rest. And here we are. Put billy clubs back in police arsenal. Look at this. Big pictures, no print. This is the way newspapers are going. And they think they're gonna, thanks Todd, you know, they think this is gonna sell papers. That cartoon is gonna make me want to buy papers. I was more interested in the stuff that my fellow Vermonters were writing and that I'd like to read than I am in a bunch of cartoon characters, you idiots. You know, the hats off to the older style papers like the Daily Distress and the Caledonian, because at least, even though they have fewer pages than these peckerheads, they've at least got, you know, real stories and fewer adverts. A short time ago, a troubled person, he's got a name, his name was Wayne Brunette, otherwise known as Jesus' brother, was shot by piggies in North Burlington. There has been properly large discussion involving this incident. One possible option I didn't hear mentioned was the Billy Club. I would not want to judge either of these two cops. Their job is difficult in ways that few people could handle. Okay, that's right. Cops, like teachers, that have to deal with the public day in and day out, and especially the ones that don't want to be there or are drunk or whatever. I mean, it's a tough job, and it's up to their fellow cops to weed them out. You got to get rid of the stick-happy people, and it's the same with teachers. You got to get rid of them before they get firmly ensconced like a tick under your skin, and they get tenure, and you never can get rid of them. And then the kids are sitting there like, and you wonder why they don't, you know, oh, well, graduate them anyways. They'll be fine. Yeah, they'll do something. Maybe they'll join the military. Anyways, he says, if they had an option, their only option was deadly force. A shovel is a clumsy weapon. One swing and you're done. 2 officers with a reasonable agility and billy clubs could have easily handled the situation, and the attacker would have 1 or 2 broken knees. Compare this elegant, simple self-defense weapon with the complexity of the taser and the deadliness of the .40 caliber pistol. If the billy club isn't part of the police officer's arsenal, it should be. Hear, hear. Oh, and hence the cartoon. Lottery campaign, not freaking sweet. And I can agree with this guy. Besides pushing gambling, a known vice, V-I-C-E, that's right, boys and girls, when yours truly was a kid, gambling was legal. Well, you know, it still is. It's illegal, you know, unless the state makes some money off it. You know, if you want to have a card game or set up your own scratch tickets, that's illegal. But if the state makes a cut, oh, then it's the Vermont Lottery Commission. It's good and wholesome, just like the pus. It says, besides pushing gambling a known vice, the commission finds it necessary to use profanity and vulgarism in its ads to market these scratch tickets. There's nothing against the Family Guy. The lottery needs to clean up its marketing. And it shouldn't feature language that's profane and broadcast without regard to whom it's exposed. Yes, yes. But on the one hand, I'm more upset that they're pushing gambling than they're dropping the F-bomb. Because hey, if people got a radio or a TV, sorry folks, if you want to, you know, if you want to worship Jesus and live like the Amish, then be like the Amish and don't have electricity and you don't have telephones and you know, hey, then you won't hear the F-bomb because until the kids get outside the limit. Hey, did you see this, Todd? Michael Hahn made the paper. There he is right there. Yeah, with a big-ass trout, too. I just hope he ain't eating these fish he catches. Michael Hahn of Barton caught this 20-inch rainbow on the first cast of opening day last year. Let's see. Go, Michael. God bless you. Nice guy. Great bass player, too. And he's a damn good videographer. We'd like to see you more around here, We'd like to see you more around here, Mike, you know. We need more community producers. This station belongs to you. It belongs to you and you and you and you and everybody who pays for cable. Whoa, Todd, you're confusing me. And here we are. Now here's two more, right back to back. The child molester gets 15 years. The weed dealer gets 17 years. Okay, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. What? You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, there it is. I'm not making this up. This is from Wednesday, April 2nd again. Colchester man who collected thousands of images of child pornography and coerced a 12-year-old Winooski girl to engage in sexually explicit conduct is getting 15 years in the joint. The guy's name's Derek Thomas. 3,000 images, rustled up his girlfriend's kid to pose for him and stuff. He two-timed the mother and victimized the child, said the government. Okay, yeah, well, good. He belongs in prison for the full 15 years, too. But yet, here's a guy who, Stephen Hutchins, 65 at Colchester, he had been on supervised release since 2011 for serving a 17-year sentence for his role in smuggling weed, or hashish, same thing, across the border in 1991. Now, granted, it was 54 tons, but still, it's only weed, you know? So he got 17 years for smuggling hash, and the Skinner, who was really a danger to society, we're screwed, okay? It's over. And, oh, geez, here we are. More heroin. That's right, another one. Plea deal reached in heroin case. New York man pleads guilty to one of the state's largest busts. Oh, yeah. And guess what? I wonder what color this gentleman is, boys and girls. Marcus Davis, 34, Brooklyn, New York, has pled guilty to drug trafficking in connection with the largest bust. He could have got 40 years in prison, but he pled guilty, and how much did he get? Guilty conspiracy, lieu of trial, 40 years in prison, low end of the sentence. Well, what the hell? His street name was Rude. A monitor purchase, that's right. That means they had a state-paid junkie. There's Alex Jones. God bless him. Let's see. They arrested Davis and a sidekick, Eddie Eason of Medford, New York. A sidekick. What is this, Hopalong Cassidy? He's got a sidekick? Like what, the Lone Ranger and Tonto? You know, come on. Oh, the Lone Ranger. You gotta be kidding me. He had 70 to 80 sleeves of heroin or 7,000 to 8,000 bags in his duffel bags. They got a search warrant. They found 9,000 bags, 5,000 in cash. Oh, the street value of the heroin is listed at $100,000. What street would that be on? Oh, I don't know. It must be High Street. Anyways, Let's see. But they said that his sidekick was a bodyguard and he wasn't involved in selling heroin. Well, hey, wait a minute. If he's a bodyguard, then he's not a sidekick. Unbelievable. You can't make this stuff up. Yeah, let's see. Plead guilty and conspiracy, could face up to 40 years in prison. Oh, they didn't, they sought the sentence. They didn't even say what the sentence was yet. Go figure. Oh, and here we are too. You remember that ad, Todd, that Jay Peak had to pull with the snowman and the empty booze bottles and stuff? And the state liquor control, thanks Todd, went after him for it? Well, they got an award for their little booze ad. Oh, yeah. They don't mention that here, though. Oh, no, they don't mention that here. Jay Peak was awarded the Governor's Smart Ad for creative marketing and tourism. Oh, yeah, the Jay Peak team is one of the most influential marketing teams in Vermont. Their willingness to be bold and take calculated risks have resulted in the most creative hospitality marketing I've ever seen, said Cook. Yeah, right. Hey, they put up an ad, okay, that shows a bunch of empty bottles with a little girl's voice, and then it generates controversy. And then, by generating the controversy, they get twice as many eyes looking at the stuff, and lo and behold, you know, bang. Oh, they get an award for it. Oh, Quirk Mountain hosts fundraiser for Rural Edge Homeless Campaign. Oh, ain't they wonderful? Yeah, butter wouldn't melt in their mouths. Oh, get this, too. Oh, state rebels against powerful new painkiller. Well, you know what? I'll tell you, thanks, Todd. The same thing that I said during the medical weed laws, because we had some zipper-headed legislature here who said, there's no such thing as medical marijuana. You know, and you know what I told them? I said, look, I sure hope that you don't ever get sick. I hope that you don't get so sick that the nausea makes you want to puke every time you smell or look at food. Because you know what? Then you'd wish you had medical marijuana, you rump swab. And now these guys who probably never, you know, had a broken toenail in their lives, these jerks want to get rid of Zohydro. Oh, get this. Oh, Zohydro belongs to a family of medicines known as opiates or opioids. Others include morphine, heroin, and oxycodone. Wait a minute, what's wrong with this? Heroin is not a medicine. A family of medicines known as opiates. No. I mean, they stopped giving heroin as medicine in like 1906, you idiots. Idiots. But that's okay. Who proofreads this stuff? I don't know. Weren't you supposed to proofread it? I don't know. Weren't you going to proofread it? No, it wasn't my job. I don't know. I thought you were going to proofread it. Oh, yeah. Did you see this one? They started zapping the people with spinal cord injuries, and lo and behold, thanks, Todd, they can actually walk and stuff. It's amazing. Now that's a real medical device. That's not some like ANSI Bio brought to you by a sports betting firm on the 10th floor of a office complex in Seoul, South Korea. All 4 men, after being paralyzed for 2 to 4 years, can lift their legs, flex their ankles, support their own weight while standing, though only when the device embedded under their skin is turned on. In a response that shocked researchers, all 4 have regained bladder and bowel control, sexual function, and their ability to regulate blood pressure and body temperature, even when the device is not running. Hey, that's called a neural memory. Oh, and speaking of elected rump swabs, I wonder, oh geez, looky here. There he is, boys and girls. Oh yeah, Count Vincula. Yeah. He's been gone for what, 2 years now, Todd? And he still makes the paper. Yeah. Would raising the minimum wage break a deal? Well, not according to Vince. Vince said that it wasn't like legal. Former Senator Lucy, and I think the Republican, who was at the center of the debate over trying to raise the cost of living. They didn't proofread this either. Said a deal was never made about future increases into the wage. It's not the kind of deal we were enter into, Lucy said, noting that it's widely known the legislature lacks the power to bind a future legislature years later. Yeah, right. I got news for you, boys and girls. In the halls of justice, the only justice is out in the halls. Oh, there's no backroom deals here. No. Did I say that? Oh, did I? Oh. Dear Senator Lucy, if you leave this deal in place, we promise you a lobbying job in perpetuity that will make you a lot of money. Signed, Mel. Thank you. All right. And here we are. State orders restriction on painkillers. Move follows nationwide worries over Zohydro. You know, when are politicians making medical decisions? You know, since when are politicians making medical decisions? Oh, yeah. You know, we don't, we're going to have to ban beer, you know. If we don't ban beer, it could lead to vodka. And then next thing you know, you'll be drinking down Dr. McGillicuddy's like a certain little fella we know who zips in and out. Oh, here we are. Oh, man, speaking of which, where's that paper? I just had it. There was something in there. Where did I get that about the dispensaries? Oh, no, he didn't want the dispensaries again. City at odds with state over weed dispensary. Oh, yeah. As lawmakers call for a local facility, the city council bans dispensaries outright. Unbelievable. S-247 has been approved by the Senate and considered in the House by Jean White of Windham. I know this woman. I testified for her a couple times. Would allow the creation of 2 new dispensaries, one in the Northeast Kingdom and the other in the Bennington area. They've already approved 4. But not for Newport. No! No! Absolutely not! No! Let's see what these idiots had to say. Shane Lynn of Champlain Valley Dispensary told it's patients who get their weed at his dispensaries in Burlington and Brattleboro are sick or suffering handicaps and find the weekly trip difficult and arduous. Oh, you know, but we'll let the junkies have a methadone treatment. But you know, you sick people, you sick bastards, you can't get any medical weed because me says, no, you can drink some booze. Booze, that's good for you. It would be helpful, Lynn said. Secure delivery would increase privacy for patients and help for those who are so ill they rely on caregivers to administer it. But they didn't say anything. There are no quotes in here. I wonder why. Nobody wanted to talk on the record, maybe. Yep. City Council this week put final touches on a ban. Oh, yeah. Nobody'd say anything. What's the matter, Mia? Cat got your tongue? Unbelievable. And look at this rump swab. Vermont Technical College. Now, mind you, they brought in some $130,000 guy from Massachusetts to run this place. And, oh, sure, you know, it's a Conroy salary. It's $145,000. Let's see. And when they asked why Conroy is leaving and he's on paid leave, they referred the questioner to the statement, you know, I'm grateful that he came and blah, 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 we're happy he's going, and oh, did I say that? I mean, we're happy he was here, and oh, he did a great job, you know, and on the request of the terms of his departure. He had a 7-page agreement in general release, and Conroy and the Vermont State Colleges pledged that they will not disparage or sue each other. Huh? You need a 7-page contract that you won't badmouth each other? Okay, what's wrong with that picture? This is insane. This is clinically insane. Conroy will get a $5,000 move-in allowance and be permitted to continue living in the president's house and using the college card through June 30th. So we're stuck with him till June, and we're going to give him $5,000 in kiss and screw money. All right. Yeah, just go away. Yeah. What's the matter? You never been handed your hat before? Huh? Unbelievable. Like the other 4 colleges in the system, Vermont Technical College relies on tuition for 80% of its revenue. An enrollment drop last fall of 100 students fed a financial shortfall that's now expected to be 2.6 million. The college's student headcount last year was 1,543 compared to 1,645 the previous year. And speaking of which, did you see that cosmetology school last week went under, Todd? They had one over in Burlington. They got all these girls with the poofy hair, you know, who want to be like cosmetologists, you know, and file nails and work with chemicals and get cancer. They all showed up at the cosmetology school. The place is empty. All the shelves are barren. It showed the hair washing stations and stuff. All gone. Goodbye. Sorry. If you want to get your money back, good luck. You're on your own. Here we are here. Clean up poop. Keep the algae at bay. That's right. Yep, that's a few turds versus millions of gallons of cow splooge. And look at that lovely picture they have of the dog doing a dump. That's a pretty good rendition right there. And remember, boys and girls, there's always hope. Yesterday's turd is tomorrow's blossom. Want to keep Lake Shit Plain and local parks clean? Join the April Stools event from 10 a.m. to Saturday at NEK-TV and Sandbar Grand Isle State Park. Crews of volunteers will pick up crap and litter, provided with gloves, mutt mitts, and plastic bags. Free hand sanitizer will be available. I'm not making this up. And you got to register at 893-5210 for NEK-TV or the state parks. Or you can go to lakechamplaincommittee.org. Okay. Oh, speaking of which, Erica Marthage. This is the woman who, along with the DA, thanks Todd, who along with the DA, this is dead serious now, along with the DA over in, I forgot her name, the DA in Caledonia County, these two, when Billy Sorrell, our Attorney General, when little Billy Sorrell couldn't get any charges brought in the O'Hagan murder, this Erica Marthage girl and this other lady, what difference does it make? They're women. They're women prosecutors. They're the ones who got together a team and got the O'Hagan guys to face trial. And Erica Marthage is at it again. She's a state's attorney in Bennington County, and they went after this David Allen Morrison. He killed a 36-year-old girl named Sarah Hunter in 1986. He killed her, he strangled, sexually assaulted her. She was found 2 months later down in Manchester. Go, Erica. Lisa Warren, that's her name. So, Lisa, it looks like the women, you know, I mean, I don't know what's with these other states' attorneys. And we got some zipperhead attorney over here. This guy's wife or girlfriend or something shoots the guy in a leg, almost kills him with a shotgun, and they went in the house, found a few plants. Are they going after the girl who shot the guy? Well, oh, maybe not. But we're going to go after the guy who grew the weed, though. Whoa! Unbelievable. And here we are, migrante backlash surging in Europe. That's right. People have had it. Parties supporting crackdowns on the rise. Unbelievable. Parties crackdowns on immigration are ascending new heights in Britain, France, Austria, and otherwise in Europe by tapping into worries that open borders are diminishing culture and costing jobs. Hey, press 1 for English. Backers of immigration, including the business community. Oh, that's right, see? Business wants plenty of Jimmygrants. That way they can say, hey, you don't want to work for 30 cents an hour? Screw. We'll get somebody to work for 25, and they'll like it, okay? And they'll ship their money. We'll leave them in slaves' quarters, and they'll ship their whole paycheck back down to Mexico. So either shut up, sit down, pay attention, and do your job, or else. Yeah, Swiss voters approved a close vote to measure tightens quotas despite threats of penalties by the EU. PU. Oh, and on the green screen too, we're running our soldiers. Now, we can't understand why we got a Vermont heroin problem, boys and girls, yet here we are, we show you this, at least, you know, a few times a year. We show you how they actually, you know, guard weed and poppies over in Afghanistan. Yeah. Oh yeah, one's got nothing to do with the other though. That would require a little brain power to connect those dots. Yeah, they've had it. They call it the referendums expose the divide between the elites and the citizenry. That's a good one. That's the 99%. You got the elites and the citizenry. That would be citizens. Citizens, people with birth certificates, people who like live here. Oh, well, no. Don't want to do that. Oh, man, here we are. Some girl in Franklin took a bunch of money from a 68-year-old man in a nursing home, withdrawing large portions of cash. They busted 28-year-old Megan West, 7 counts of larceny and financial exploitation. Oh, no. Well, he didn't need it. He was in a nursing home. What the hell? Oh, man. Here's Jeff Baker pushing the booze again. Oh, cans are here to stay. That's right. You know, because when you put beer in glass, thanks, Todd, and the sunlight hits the glass, it makes isohumulons. I bet you never heard of an isohumulon before. I've never heard of an isohumulon either until this one, but evidently that's what makes your beer taste skunky. Now, if it tastes skunky in cans and it ain't been exposed to light, it's just plain Bear Whiz beer. Yeah, here we are. Drink from the can. Oh, yeah, it's just like unbelievable. UV light rips apart particles called isohumulons, producing a sulfur-like skunky aroma. This process can happen in mere seconds, according to a guy from Zero Gravity. Yeah, it's Zero Gravity, all right. Oh, and speaking of local, before we go local, here's the head slipper guy. That's right, Senator batshit crazy himself. There he is right there, Palmer Leahy. He's a slipper person. That's right. Yeah. See, here's the thing. You know how they don't fill, we've got I don't know how many federal judgeships and organizational seats that need to be filled, and they won't be confirmed. Well, it turns out that Senator Leahy's got this blue letter thing, and instead of changing it to allow these guys to actually promote some non-wacko people like that idiot Michelle Leonhardt, the head of the DEA, the woman who thinks that dogs eating weed is the biggest problem in the country. Yeah. The long-standing blue slip custom has been used since the early 1900s, called for home state senators to sign off on a blue sheet of paper before they can advance the nomination process. Leahy says a blue slip reflects the advice prong of the Senate's role. Well, you know what? These wacko senators from down south, they just, don't turn in the blue slips or whatever, and then bang. Credo Action, a Liberty group, Bruce, in 3.4, blames Leahy's policy for the online petition to stop allowing Republican senators to blackball pro-choice nominees. Your insistence on prioritizing an outdated and abused Senate perk over the protection of women's rights is wrongheaded and dangerous, states the petition. In his speeches, Leahy has decried other unnecessary obstacles, but not this one. Republicans continue to obstruct every nominee, he said last month. Yeah, well, why don't you do something, Senator Batshit? You got the seniority. You could change it. Oh, but you know what? We're thinking ahead. Maybe if they elect Republicans next year and we take that privilege away, then they'll use it on us. Oh, we don't want to do the right thing, though. Oh, hell no.
Sorry, I was daydreaming. You have 2 minutes left.
Oh, 2 minutes. Well, all right. Here we go. Boys and girls, we'll go to Burlington real quick. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, Miro Weinbeuger. Yeah, we've got, and then there's Howard Dean. Look, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's just a dummy. Nope. Remember Howard Dean? No Powerball, no medical pot. Those weird, no minorities. Yeah, nothing to see here. Move along. And speaking of which, look at this. This is from today's paper. They audited the Burlington City schools, boys and girls. Thanks, Todd, just for the naysayers. They audited the Burlington City schools. And, categories went over budget, including general education, $270,000, sped salaries and benefits, $1 million over, $1.5 million over. Transportation, $300,000 over. They bought a house on Murray Street for $200,000. The audit said that the deficits are a significant deficiency. They should be monitored on a monthly basis. They need stricter controls on payments and found a lack of supporting documentation for salary and hourly rates. That means they're screwing the pooch, and you and I are paying for it. And speaking of which, here's a letter to the editor that sums it up too. He said when they asked voters to support Burlington Telecom, they should have said, do you support forming a city telecom company knowing in a few years we'll secretly be taking $17 million of your dollars and hiding it from you? This will result in a bad credit rating, cost the city more to borrow, plus bond and tax increases. Further, we'll have to go back on our word to you and ask the state to let us get out of the commitment to give service to the whole city and resources to fund the company. How many people would have voted for that, Mia Weinberger? Oh, and part of the 30 seconds. Oh, yeah. Anyways, they need this money in Burlington to give more for the refugee stuff, and lo and behold, there it is. There's a woman who brought in the refugees, but we need them. We need more diversity. So once again, you've wasted a perfectly good hour of your life watching this stupid program, and hopefully, well, until you see you next week, as since 2009, we'll see you next week, and until then, head east and go, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar!
We're gonna stay until we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long. Come on and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay until we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long. The evening sun is sinking low. The clock on the wall says it's time to go. I got my plans and I got plans for you. I'll tell you exactly what we're all gonna do. Get in the groove and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay until we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long. Come on and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay until we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long.